going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of our Lyon career mode and the final episode of this first season. And today we are going to play the Champions League final against Barcelona. And then after the fact, we are going to go ahead and take a quick run through of the team, see how everybody did this year, what our plans are for next year, and all that fun stuff. But first, obviously, a massive, massive game here. Barcelona, Lyon. A Champions League final. Lyon, of course, getting to the semifinal in real life. Barcelona knocked out the round before by the same team that knocked out Lyon, actually. And, well, here we are. A chance at some silverware in our first season. We didn't really do enough domestically with the 3 tournaments. Didn't come close to winning any of them, really. We came second place in the league, but 7 points behind a very, very good PSG team. We'll need to try and one better that next year, but a very, very tough game coming here. So a shot at silverware our first season, the Champions League, one of the great prizes, and hopefully we can get it here. Now this will be 100% live. I like to do this every once in a while, every time I can, and we are going to have it here as we have this is our only game, as well as being our last episode of the season, so there's not too much to cover today, other than the squad hub after the fact, so we can spend a little bit of time on this. But we did have a decent chance there early. Not the greatest of hits from Traore, but it is what it is. Now it's headed down. Here's Cornet, who's come into his own out on this left-hand side. Now it's Bard, of course, one of the youngsters here at the club at the beginning of the save. He's starting to come along nicely as well. If we slip that back, we can. And Howard gets a decent shot away, but he's Depay, the pass before that played him offside. Decent opening 10 minutes here for us. We have the ball again. Keep giving the ball away at the midway point. Barcelona, as Dembele steps inside, and he's finished it. And what a start here. 10 minutes gone. And Dembele is now tied with Timo Werner at the top of the goal-scoring leaderboards for the Champions League, which is pretty nice. He hasn't had the greatest goal-scoring season, but we've been on top of it here in the Champions League. We've been a different animal than we have in the league. And Dembele just cuts back inside, puts it onto that right foot, and Ter Stegen can't get out there. And what a start. I'm not sure where we are. I'm not sure where this Champions League is in general, but a very, very good start. Dubois does well. Can't quite do enough, though, to get that away from Oyarzabal. Suarez taking off it. Suarez, of course, looks like he's on his way to Juventus. We'll have to wait and see on that, because they've got a couple things to work out, but at the moment, Juventus is the front runner, I suppose. It's Messi, De Jong. Poor pass. Now we can step inside as Traore here. Traore, that touchback inside was not too great, as that ball gets clipped out. Almost found its way out to Cornet. Nice football there to make a little bit of space. And that run looked like it would be made. It didn't. You got to make those runs. If you're going to just make the run, just make the run. Can't be pulling up, hesitating on runs like that. Put us in bad spaces. It's Arthur here. We've got another player who's at Juventus now. Arthur again, cutting outside. He gets inside as well. Ooh, that's a really good save from Lopez. Thought for a moment that found the back of the net. But a lovely kick save there from Lopez, who's back toward the end of the season here. Gets the last month or so of action. Missed 6 weeks in the middle. Here's Awar. Can slip it out wide here. Played forward. That pass back's not good enough, is it? Not good enough. Here's Busquets. Played forward. Just continues to step. Eventually, we did well enough. Here's Cornet. Cornet's got a little bit of space to run into. It's Busquets who's chasing and keeping up, which is a little bit ridiculous, but we'll handle it as Dembele races forward here. He can clip that into a good space. Gets headed away, and he comes to Gamaris, who hits that. Saved away. And, I tried to get that back out to Gamaris. It didn't quite happen. Nicely done. For Barcelona, just calm that down a little bit. That gets stepped into space by Busquets again, whose athleticism is always a little bit above what his actual athleticism is. It's Messi. Comes deep to get the ball. De Jong. Heavy touch. Poor tackle on my end, and Messi steps in front. Now they're moving the ball forward. It's a good tackle from Konate, who's an absolute mountain. I don't say that enough. He's so, so good. We can get that through to Depay, and Depay can race away here. And here comes Depay now. And Depay, oh my God, he's missed it. Oh, we've had so many chances this year where we don't hit the target. That's got to... Did he get a touch on that? I think he... Oh, no, he didn't. It looked like he might have, but... We've got to hit the target there. We really, really have. But at the moment, we're playing pretty well. They've grown back into the game just a little bit more, Barcelona. But we're still the better team, and we obviously lead. That's a great ball in there to Dembele. It's his second. And what Depay should have done, Dembele has. 2-0 on 37 minutes. It's a Dembele again who's going to finish this season as the outright goal scorer, top goal scorer, outright. Now he's ahead of Werner. It gets clipped to him in plenty of space. And it's a nice finish there, right in between Ter Stegen and the defender. And we are 2-0 up. And Barcelona have a little bit to do. We've always been better against these bigger teams than we have against, say, the smaller teams in France who always give us problems. But that really helps us out in terms of going far in tournaments like this, because we're always playing big teams who want to play in space, and we love to play in space. It's the small teams that send us the other way, and what an awful, awful effort from Depay. Jesus, that was so bad. Had plenty of space, plenty of time, and that's what he came up with. Dreadful from the Dutchman. That gets played out wide. Oyarzabal on it here. Gets played back into the middle. Nicely done to get it there. He's racing toward the box, and they want to do something before halftime. That is going to be punched and cleared away. Nicely played. Are we going to get there? We are, and it's Depay racing forward here. Can we do something else before halftime? It's a nice attempt, and he gets it in there, and tried to go through Dembele. That could have been a penalty if he brought him down. Didn't, though. And we head into halftime. 2-0 to the good in the Champions League final. Looking very, very good. And hopefully we can keep it up in this second half. We don't really want to let them into this, especially quickly into the second half, as they get caught on each other here. And that goes over the top. And Dembele can't quite bring it down. And now they move the ball around. We have a good team here. I've been thinking a lot about the transfer window, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but there are players who are going to be leaving. Players who have left in real life. We will most likely be moving on. Terrier, Tete. Aouar hasn't left yet, so we're definitely not going to move him on, but that's brilliant football here. And it comes to Traore. Oh, my God. Oh, a huge opportunity. Traore, he's just kind of shanked that a little bit. That was well wide in the end from Traore. Another huge opportunity to maybe kill the game off. And it goes begging. I've turned into that. I'm not sure why I thought I could turn around that. So it gets given away. Here's Depay. Steps back inside. Depay gets it out one more time, and not what I wanted, but it worked in the end. And a poor clip ball out there from Aouar. Kind of wanted that into the space. Nicely done. Now Barcelona need to do a little bit of something with the ball. They have nice football at the back, and then they kind of get toward the front end, and it's really not good enough. They're a little bit too spread out. Get it out to Suarez here. Konate tries to cover him up. It's Suarez here, and I've messed that up completely. Not what I wanted to do. As it comes to Suarez, that's a good save. Tried to play that out of the back. It did not work out. That ball gets hooked in. Get the header away. And they're going to have a chance to recycle here. Steps back inside. There's a bit of space for De Jong. We do well to cover the cross in. Covered again as well. Oh, Upamecano just moving it around nicely. Can we get there? No, we can't. Busquets, once again, just holding on to it. Busquets has done so well to get inside, and then we eventually take it away. After all that Barcelona possession, it comes to really nothing. It's been like that most of the game. They don't really have enough cutting edge with the ball. Is that ball into that space? Thought for a moment we might have it. Not quite. There's 20 minutes to go. We should probably make some subs. Just get the tired legs off. Get a little bit more defensive. If I don't want to say more defensive necessarily, but we're going to. We're going to bring a midfielder on for Depay. 20 minutes to go. We take off probably our biggest attacking threat, but defending higher up the pitch when you're 2-0 up with 20 minutes to go in a final is probably the smart way to go. A heavy touch taken away. Now here's Gomes, and we have men rushing forward. That's a really good ball out there, and Traore takes that down brilliantly, and oof, good defending in the end. Really good ball over there, and a really good takedown. That's a poor effort. And that pass was a poor effort as well from Dembele. He's going to be man of the match at the moment. Barcelona need to grab something soon. 15 minutes to go. There's really not too much they're really doing at the moment. We are the one causing the problems, as you can see on the break. Traore can get it back into Dembele on a hat trick. Slides it across anyway to Cornet. And Cornet couldn't quite finish it off. It's a decent save there by Ter Stegen. Probably took too long to have a shot, really. As it comes to Rene Adelaide. Nicely played off, and it's Gomes, and he steps through. And Gomes can slip it back to Rene Adelaide, and just one pass too many, probably. But a corner to come in. A goal here would end this as a competition, as a contest. Didn't quite happen, and Messi holds on to this. But he tries to do too much with it. Is barred. Ooh, no, through the gap there. That guy had beaten his man around the back. Messi. It gets clipped forward nicely. It's Morer. We step in front of him, not quite. He tries to slip a ball into Messi. It's taken down. Cleared away. Can we get there? Not quite. And you feel Barca are going to push quite a bit forward here. They take off Messi. But he's going to go ahead and collect it. Back to the top of the box to De Jong. Over to Upamecano. It's one pass too many, and we escape a little bit. That was a huge, huge chance, really. Oops. That was a really big opportunity for Suarez, and he just didn't do enough. And it looks like we're going to come away Champions League winners. That's a really big chance. It almost happened in slow motion there. But with 2 minutes to go, we are going to be Champions League winners. Lyon, the team from France. We didn't win anything domestically, but we are going to be crowned champions of Europe anyway. I mean, what else could you ask for? As there it is. I wonder where the stadium is. I kind of like how you can see out into the sunset or whatever it may be. But what a win. 2-0. Two early goals, or 2 goals in the first half at least. Dembele, man of the match, man of the episode. And he's really come along in this competition. He deserves it. Because he hasn't been a huge goal scorer, and he's been on and off the bench. But he's going to be leading goal scorer of this entire competition and scorer of both goals in the final. There's not too much more you can ask for. I wonder who's going to lift the trophy. Who do we have as captain? The French champions. are the French Champions League winners. Is Lopez. Aouar is going to lift the trophy. Possibly leaving Lyon this summer. Not in game. He's going to lift the Champions League, and there he goes. Excellent stuff. And we have such a young team. I wish we had 2 or 3, you know, we're going to have 2 seasons. I wish we had 3 or 4 seasons with this team to really grow them to their potential. Because that would be great fun. We're only going to have really time for 1 more season as Aouar runs it over to the fans. I really dislike tracks around the pitches, though. But very nicely done. Excellently done. And we grab ourselves a piece of silver. Champions League winners here at Lyon in our first season. That's what we'd like to see. Who did Barcelona beat? I think it was Leipzig. One of those teams. Leipzig were ahead in this second leg of their quarterfinal. We're just assuming it's Leipzig. Incredible, incredible stuff. Youth player terminates contract after we win the Champions League. It's a bit harsh. But Champions League winners here. And now we can go ahead and take a look at how everybody did. We're going to take a look at the other leagues first before we jump in and go player by player. And then we'll talk about transfers. But let's jump into it. Season, other leagues. Here we go. Alright, so Premier League. Who won it? It was Manchester City. They beat Liverpool out by 3 points. 106 points and 106 goals. Liverpool lost 1 game. I imagine it was to Manchester City. A tough one for Liverpool, but Tottenham and United finish in the top 4, and then Chelsea and Arsenal well behind those. Leicester down there as well. And Brighton, Sheffield, and Norwich go down. Norwich on 8 points, which is not great. That would have been the record. Bundesliga, Bayern win it. 5 points ahead of Dortmund. Nobody undefeated. That doesn't happen very often. But Bayern, Dortmund, Leipzig, Leverkusen. And then a pretty big jump off from there. Serie A, Juventus winners. No losses. Undefeated. 35 wins, 3 draws, 108 points. And 100 goal difference, which is pretty remarkable. Inter, Napoli, Lazio finish out the top 3. Then Roma, Atalanta, Milan, and Fiorentina down in 8th. The gaps get pretty big after the Champions League spots. And then La Liga. Barcelona finish 11 points ahead of Real Madrid. They won 37 of their 38 games. They had 1 draw in there. Remarkable season that. Could you imagine a season like that? That's incredible. But insane. But we finished 2nd in our league here. 7 points back of Paris. We're going to have to try and one-up that next year. They didn't lose any games outside the games we beat them in. So we're going to have to go near perfect, really, to catch them. Then Marseille finish 8 points back of us. Lille find a way into 4th. Monaco beaten by goal difference. That's tough. And then Montpellier, Nice, and Saint-Étienne. And then we can take a look at the Europa League. And Arsenal beat Leverkusen there. Valencia and Wolves getting to the semi-final. So, now that we got that out of the way, let's take a look and see how everybody did this year. We're going to take a look at their stats and see how everything goes. Lopez, 50 appearances, 21 clean sheets. We kept a lot of clean sheets this year. 25 of them, as a matter of fact. That's pretty nice. This guy right here, Tatarusanu, I believe he went off to Milan in real life. 10 appearances, 4 clean sheets. Nice player to have around. Obviously, he did pretty well after coming in for the injured Lopez. There was 1 mistake, but not too bad otherwise. Kone, 15 appearances, 6 clean sheets. Not too bad. A player we may be moving on for a little bit of money. He's 24. He could probably grow a little bit more. But Bard is coming on really nicely. And Oliveira's the starter. Speaking of, he's still hurt, but Oliveira, 32 appearances, 2 assists, 12 clean sheets. A really good buy. Still only 22. And can play on the left wing as well. Very, very nice signing. Bard, 10 appearances, 1 assist, 4 clean sheets. He's really coming along. As you can see, 74 overall. He's grown 9 overall points. He's only 19. a bright, bright future for him. Denier, injured as well, but 38 appearances, 14 clean sheets, still only 24, and still has a bit to grow. A starter with Kanate when he's fit, but our center backs are in a pretty decent spot here. Kanate, 36 appearances, a goal and an assist, 14 clean sheets. Another player, still only 21, a good signing that we bought in. Very nice. Ager, another signing, 22 years of age. We bought him in January. 11 appearances, 1 assist, 5 clean sheets. Not bad for a fourth choice. Joachim Anderson, 24. Still has a little bit to grow. He's third choice, a really good third choice option, obviously. 2 goals and an assist as well from the Dane. Dubois, 37 appearances, 3 assists, 16 clean sheets. 25 years of age, 80 overall. We're going to move Tete on, who had 18 appearances and an assist. But I think the more I look at Dubois, the more I want to bring in someone who's ahead of Dubois. But he's still got a little bit of room to grow, so I don't know if I want to mess with that just yet. Let me know how you guys feel about that. But I think we're going to bring in a really good right back next summer. And then Tete, of course, is someone we're moving on because he moved on in real life to Fulham. 24 years of age, 78 overall. Pretty decent player, though, as we were saying, back up to Dubois. Kalulu played 5 games toward the end of the year. One of those players who's got a pretty bright future. 68 overall right now. Can get up into the 80-ish range, but needs a little bit of coddling, and unfortunately we don't have the time. Otherwise, I'd put more effort into it. Toussaint, 12 appearances, 6 clean sheets. Moved on in real life, so we are going to move him on in real life. Plus, he's not really our type of player in this sort of system. Maybe if we played 3 midfielders with 1 deep midfielder, he'd be a good option, but we don't really do too much of that. Aubert, this is our youngster. Left wing, right wing, attacking midfielder, can play across all those positions. 68 overall. We're going to see if we can, toward the end of this season, see if we can get some of those things up, and then next year, hopefully we can integrate him into the team a little bit more. Rene Adelaide, 47 appearances, 9 goals, 5 assists. He's such a great player to have around. He can play on the right, he can play at cam, he can play in midfield, he can play all over the place, and when you're moving players in and out of the lineup, you have a player that can move all over the pitch without really changing too much. It's obviously great to have around, and plus he contributed quite a bit. Kakare, 20 appearances, 2 goals, 4 assists. Another good player, has a bright future, only 20 years of age. Really, really growing. 78 overall already. He's got a really bright future ahead of him. Gamera, same boat. 22 years of age, 80 overall now, 2 goals and 4 assists, same as Kakare. He's more of our deep defending kind of midfielder, but he is a very, very good player to have. Mendes, 19 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists, 80 overall, 28. We think we're going to move him on. He's in his prime right now, but one of those players who doesn't really play too often, complains a lot about not playing enough. We probably could get a decent amount of money for him. Probably a player we are going to move on. Awar, 52 appearances, 11 goals, 14 assists. Our best midfielder in terms of production. You can also play out on the left, but I don't particularly like that. We play him at camps sometimes, but another option there in midfield, a great option, a really good player. 84 overall, 21 years of age, still has room to grow. Jean Lucas, another player with a bright future, 77 overall, 21 years of age from that midfield again. 16 appearances, 1 goal. No clean sheets, though, which is strange considering how many clean sheets we have as a team and how many appearances he made, but he is a very good player as well. Our midfield in general is pretty stacked. If I were to, in real life, I'd move, or in game, I'd move Mendes on and maybe bring someone else in, but I don't think I'd change this midfield for the entire series if I were to even do 3, 4, 5 years. I mean, there are too many good players here. They grow into really good players as well. Terrier, 23 years of age, 80 overall, 8 goals, 8 assists on 35 appearances. Another player we are going to move on mainly because he left in real life. He's a player I like having around, but I think we're going to make it semi-realistic with that option and move him around. Fofana, a player who has a pretty bright future in game, but one of those players who as well needs to be nurtured over a couple seasons. And we only have 1 more season, really, so unfortunately he's not playing a ton. 1 appearance. We'll see if he plays a little bit next year. Trincao, 25 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. A bit rough on him because he plays a lot better than his production shows. as well as having that really long 4-month injury there. And he was sitting behind Traore for a long time, and then toward the end of the year, he really took over that starting spot. But expect him to start next year. Bertrand Traore, of course, who he's behind. 47 appearances, 17 goals, 11 assists. A really good output for the winger, but a player we will be moving on because he's left in real life off to Aston Villa, but a really, really good option. Cornet, 42 appearances, 12 goals, 12 assists. A player who we moved into that left wing spot because, one, we were going to move Terrier on, and two, he just earned it. He may be 77 overall, but he still has a little bit of room to grow. 23 years of age, versatile, can play on either side. A really good option to have around. But we may go for left wing there. We'll see. Depay, 45 appearances, 36 goals, 23 assists. Player of the season. He can play anywhere along the front three in theory. We play him right behind the striker. 86 overall at 26 years of age. Hopefully nothing crazy happens in the summer and we keep him around. Toko Ekambi, 29 appearances, 22 goals, and 9 assists. A very good output for the striker. I don't know if I want to move him on or not. We'll see. Mainly because I want Greery to have more of a run. I want him to play a little bit more. But Toko Ekambi is just a really good option and a really good player. Greery, of course, 9 appearances, 3 goals, 3 assists, 20 years of age, 77 overall, grown quite a bit this year, and hopefully we can integrate him in more next year. And then Dembele, the man of the episode, 45 appearances, 25 goals, 16 assists, and of course 11 goals in the Champions League, which made him top scorer of the competition. A year that was a little bit mixed. At the beginning, we struggled to really find a place for him. We were looking for a different kind of striker almost, but he grew into it as time went on. Every time we benched him, he came back and put in a good performance, and of course 11 goals in the Champions League and scoring both goals in the final. It's just excellent stuff there, as you got a couple of other players out on loan and things like that. There are a couple players who are going to come back. We are going to move on, but before we go, let's take a look at the squad, because I want to take a look at it and see what next year is going to bring. So what's going to happen is maybe a Camby, but Terrier, Traore here at the back, and then what else? Toussaint will be going, Tete will be going, Mendes will be going. So we may want to bring in and Traore as well. So we may want to bring in a backup right winger, a starting left winger, a young midfielder, and then a right back. So, I mean, we have some places to look at. Next episode, you'll see. Let me know in the comments down below who you guys want to see me at least put on the list to take a look at or bring in or whatever you may be. But next episode, we'll have a list, and hopefully we will have a pretty good look at it. What we can do is we can go forward a little bit and see what happens in terms of budget. Actually, maybe not. It'll probably take a little bit longer, so we'll see the budget next time. It should be quite a bit. We got quite a bit of money from the league, and then we won the Champions League, so hopefully, you know, we have ourselves a really nice place to be in terms of money financially. We'll have to see. But these players here are all growing very nicely. Kakare, I think we're going to train him next year defensively a little bit more. This year was offensively, and he was getting forward pretty well. But next year we'll go a little bit more defensively. Trincao, of course, will be the starter on that right-hand side. Should grow at a more rapid pace. But I think I want to train him on something too. But his sprint speed there, I kind of want it just up a little bit more. But another really, really good player. We might as well go forward and take a look at our budget. But this is a really cool team, Lyon. We may come back to them next year, next FIFA. We'll see. I mean, a lot of these players are in and out. Lyon seem to be having some sort of fire sale. It may be a different type of team next year. But we'll see. But we have one more season here. Today is, if I look at my phone really quick, the 17th. October 1st is when I'll be able to play the new FIFA and start career mode for you guys. So we have 14 days, 14 episodes or 14 days to get through this last season, which is, I don't know how many, episode 15 there. We went out of cups pretty early and stuff like that, so we may have to force a couple extra sims in here depending on how things go. We'll see. But you know, we'll go at it as it goes. Of course, this is I'm waiting for all this office stuff to come in at the same time, as well as the ending of the season to come in, and naturally it's all frozen up and whatnot. Come on. Oh, there it is, stopping sim. Maybe if I just stop the sim and then go at it differently. I really want to know what the budget is, because obviously that would be huge if we can get a really good budget. We're going to move players on there. We're going to bring money in, but to have a lot of money to begin with, we may be able to overhaul or bring in some really good players in those positions. On the left wing, behind Trincao, at right back, another midfielder. You know, we'll have to see. But of course, I need this to jump forward. Here we go. End season. Let's take a look here. Loan is expired. Oh, Akambi's left. Okay, so Akambi has left, so we're not going to sell him. 2 starts left. Injury. All right, so these are all loans. All right. Oh, Diop as well. Forgot about him. Okay, so Akambi's left. That's fine. And 2 starts left. 2 players I may have moved on to in general, but, you know, I didn't want Akambi to necessarily just leave. And 2 star, I didn't know he was on loan here. Or maybe that's just the way they kind of do things. I'm not sure. Either way, I'm glad it wasn't anybody crazy. I always check the loans at the beginning, but I don't remember seeing those 2 on the loan list, but it's fine. I wish there was an easier way to just kind of make sure of that. And next year, of course, in next FIFA, we'll be able to take players loan to buy options and stuff like that. So hopefully that works out a little bit better going into the new year. But we'll see. As Northern Ireland beat Ireland, what a matchup that would be. But yeah, so maybe we bring in another backup striker. That midfielder's left and Mendes is left, so maybe we bring in one more midfielder, someone we can fit in there, or maybe 2 young midfielders to grow. Not necessarily players who are looking to come in and start. That sort of stuff we'll have to see. But hopefully we have a bit of money here. Akambi could have fetched us a little bit of money. 2 start maybe as well. He was only 20-something, but nothing crazy. It wasn't going to be 30, 40 million pounds from anybody, so it's nothing crazy. Those are just sales to create funds. But hopefully we have enough funds. That's what we've done here. Or that's what we're looking for, at least. And we've still got some players to sell on if 2 starts not going. Mendes is going to go. Traore is going to go. Tete is going to go. You know, Traore should fetch us a decent amount, I would hope. But we'll have to see. I hate this new season stuff. It takes forever. Here we go. All right, advance the invites. Oh, we can also get some invites here. This is probably the best option in terms of winning the tournament. I normally go for the most winning tournament of the highest price that we can. All right, so let's take a look. 118 million pounds. I'm glad I waited for that. That is a ton of money. I didn't think we'd get that kind of money. 118 million pounds. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, what players you want to see there, but that is a decent amount of money. But for now, guys, that is going to be it. I hope you folks have enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. Peace.